Halo 1 was the sort of game that had a bit of a troubled development. It started off as an RTS game before transforming into a third-person shooter, then being acquired by Microsoft, and then turned into a first-person shooter. Now what I've decided to try and do in this video is just simply apply a quick little mod that allows Halo 1 to be played in third person. So let's get into it. Okay, so I've decided that I'll do the second level because I feel as if I do the Pillar of Autumn, it'll probably be a bit too small with the small hallways and that. So the third person camera is probably going to get a little bit clunky. So I'll probably start just do some, larger scale levels. Now obviously if you see this, obviously it looks a little clunky with the animations. I mean, look at this. Now one of the things about this mod itself is that, as you can see, this thing is very close to being lining up with my head. Now, the reason why, if you want to download this mod at all, which works for PC version and the custom edition. Now one of the things is, considering you know how when you shoot normal games, if you've set it up in such a way where you guns technically in the way of a barricade or something, normally the bullets will go straight through no matter what, even technically if the gun's in the way. Some games like PUBG and have it where you can't really shoot then, and the bullets will hit. Now the way Halo does it is technically the bullets don't come from the gun itself, they fly positioned around where your camera's pointed, aka your face. So the reason why I've had this very close lined up to my gun, because if you watch this, as you can see, the bullets are technically coming straight from the face. Now you could fix this by centering it, but considering I want to get a somewhat proper third person experience, I've shifted it a bit from the actual center itself. But at longer ranges you won't really notice the difference, and even at close range I barely notice the difference. Wait, did he kill? This one over there. Oh yeah, that's right, this model has it so when zooming, the actual zoom itself goes back to first person rather than third, as you'd expect. See, one of the things I've always been interested in is how this game would actually play in third person. Because in Halo 3, it's set up in such a way where in theater mode you can actually see what it'd look like in third person. I've always been interested in what that would actually look like if you were to do it, but actually play the game in third person instead of just looking at someone play it originally in first person, then record it in third. I never understood why that bench was always scripted to fly off if you killed the other one. Don't know why, I remember the section being a lot harder. Maybe just because pistol beats everything. Probably that makes the most logical sense. Oh yeah, that's right. You want to see something pretty weird? Or at least a little quirk in this engine? If you jump and crouch, this is what happens to your character. Now I was never spamming. If I just jump and crouch, it seems as if it's set up in such a way that instead of the rest of your body moving down or the whole thing moving in, it's set up in such a way where your entire body goes up and crouches for some sort of reason. Now one of the probably the hardest problems to deal with is the fact that when shooting at enemies, considering I've set it up in such a way where it's so close to my Spartan where I'm shooting, it's a bit harder to shoot at enemies. Now you can set it up as your own liking, so if you want it straight in the middle, you've got it. If you want it set up really high, we've got it. Now it does allow for the third person thing to, apply for zooming and vehicles, but obviously just wouldn't be that good. Oh, that's alright. One of the things is when jumping and chucking a grenade, your legs don't actually do anything, they stay still. See, one of the things you notice is I'm making sure that right about the edge of this reticle is where I'm actually shooting, because it's the most accurate. You know what, I should actually try a different weapon. think that was a bit of a squeak then. I'll keep it in. Anyway. Well, I'm definitely dead. Just getting a little bit. I think maybe after I defeat this governor, I might play maybe a flood level. Cutscene needed. Jeez, that was position weird. God, I'd say this would probably be one of the most unfair sections in the entire game, giving you no cover to actually do anything. I guess that's a major problem with this game, which I might actually do for a video next week, basically explaining the most unfair things in this game, because this would definitely be one of them, I tell you. Because the only problem with this game is when you have no ammo. It becomes a little bit, well, not ammo, you have no, like, cover at all. Because the game gets a little bit harder considering if things do go to worst, there is nothing you can do about it. Because there's no way you can hide for a little bit. Because that's one of the things, normally you, when attacking enemies, you go in and out of cover. I should probably wait, let him get killed. Like, this game itself is, I'd say, balance, and that's one of the things I think all games should strive to get. There we go, second try, not that bad. Oh yeah, this is probably going to be a weird place to plug a bit. I'm sort of curious, you know, what you think of my channel. So to put it simply, if you've got any, like, suggestions at all for my channel that you'd tell me, that'd be greatly appreciated. Because I really want to improve this channel for you as the viewers, as well as, you know, being able to reach just a few more people. So if you got anything you reckon I should do / change with my videos, do actually tell me, because I'd really appreciate that. Super Trails. I know it's a few people's favourite level. Personally, I feel like it was always, you know, just in the vein or like in the shadow of Assault in the Control Room. Probably because it was like, you know, the second, it's like second version. Like it's the same thing but backwards. So obviously the first one's going to get more credit because this one's just going to be known as a pretty much copy, isn't it? This is one of those levels that I barely play, but I wouldn't consider bad. Like, there's nothing it does wrong. It's probably just that there's another level that does it better. Because it feels like this level more or less just copied another level. Yeah, one of the things I never understood about this game is the fact that, I'll show you in a second when I get up to it, that you can actually enter in there and go up all the way there, but there's no purpose unless you get the Banshee first, so it always confused me why they decided to let you do that. I mean, it does make the world feel a little bit open. Like, I've seen a few reviews and they like it, how it's, you know, open. And I would agree with them, but sort of like, what's the point if, you know, there's nothing really to it? Like, the game makes it a bit obvious to the point where you go, I wonder if there's something there. Because, like, sometimes you just play and try to get out of the map boundaries, not expecting a whole lot, but it's somewhere to explore and it's a bit tough, and it makes you, you know, just proud just because you managed to get up there. But problem becomes when it's like you add easy to clear ones that players might go, oh, I wonder what's up there, only for it to be nothing. Because I'm okay if I get bored, I can quickly go straight back down. But the problem is that I spend a little bit of time trying to get back. Otherwise, like you could completely walk up that thing for some reason. Oh yeah, the shotgun's pretty OP at close range. Like, you know that video where I showed Marine Secret Dialogue? I also added the level to have a shotgun at the start, and I messed around with that level itself, and I'll tell you something. For earlier levels, the shotgun's a bit OP, and now I have no ammo for it. Well, this is going to be no good. 1 health, and it expects me to be able to pull this off. Wait, does this first one even have any enemies coming out of it? Oh, it does. Well, that's good. Geez, for a game this old, I reckon the gameplay, you know, stands up pretty well. If I was to say just one thing that you would change this game to make it better, prioritizing it over like rocket launcher, flood, maybe chain reactions with grenades and that, I'd honestly just say buff the speed up a bit. By how much, I don't know, you'd probably have to do some twinkering, but I wouldn't even imagine it'd be that much. Just chuck it up a maybe 10, 20 or 30% and you pretty much have the same game but more modern. But even then you don't really notice the difference, because one of the things I always remember about what was being shown is in Halo you've got a few remakes for Halo 5 Guardians. One of the things I've noticed about it is that any remakes tend to have the map just be bigger, because obviously you're sprinting around. Like the truth map, it takes around the same amount of time to get around the whole thing, but you gotta take in fact that for the Halo 5 version, you're sprinting and thrusting around. That's one of the things I always hate about Sprint, is to counter the highest speed, they need to make the entire arena bigger, which therefore artificially makes battles happen from further away, therefore further draw distances, so more things will pop in and load in at once. Like, personally I always think sprint was never really necessary. For Halo 1, it's not really necessary because the rooms have been set up in such a way where it doesn't feel like it takes too long just to walk around it. Because when they build a map, they take into account your player movements, speed and whatnot, so the slower you move, the smaller the rooms are likely to be. And that's probably the biggest reason why I don't like sprint, because all it does is to counteract the huge speed. It makes the maps bigger, and then you're not running and gunning, you got this transition between sprint and that. Well, you get the whole idea, it makes you move faster. To me, it's not really worth that extra space that they artificially, or not artificially, just make certain rooms can't handle being traversed that quickly. One of the biggest problems with this is the repeated corridor sections, and like these, like all you could really have to do to make this feel a little bit less repetitive is add some of those shield generator things to this one and maybe not to the other one, and it wouldn't even feel as repetitive because it's just something small and minor but changes that whole corridor's feeling and even the way it plays, because it changed gameplay by having them there so that enemies can use them to their advantage and or to your advantage. I mean, I think it was a fun experiment. Now, I will put the download link in the description if you want to play it. It does require a PC, and this, like, I don't know how far in the future you're watching this, but if you're watching this, you're going to need the non-MCC PC version, because as you can see, there's no anniversary or any crap. This requires the original PC port done by Gearbox. This could be either Halo Custom Edition or Halo PC. I recommend just doing PC with the refined take set, as it just works better. Same game, ported a bit better, and I'll see you later.